Hello everyone, I'm Mahek
And I'm Sunil.
and we are students from School of Media and Communication, currently specializing in film studies and television production.
Today with us we have a special guest, Mr. Mridul Mahendra, whose latest film Toolsidas Junior is streaming on Netflix right now.
So we're having this talk today to learn more about the filmmaking process and journey from an industry professional. So welcome sir, how are you
Thank you.
doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me here. And it's a pleasure uh, having a conversation about films and every other thing that you want to talk about.
So sir, it's a very curious question that we have to all directors, filmmakers, that how did you start your journey getting into filmmaking?
Actually, it's a very I'll try and keep it precise, but it's a very long journey, and it's in retrospect. You never know when you can't figure out when it's happening. But as a child, I was very creative. Um, I was a very quiet kid, and I one day I was sketching, and I still remember I made like three little pigs, one drawing, and I left. And my mother came and she couldn't believe. I was only 6 years old, and she couldn't believe what I had made. And she ran around the entire building showing my sketch. And that is the day I felt I can create. I mean, I didn't know the word create, but the power to create was that वो एहसास हो गया कि creation. And then I was very unsocial, and my brother also contributed to me being unsocial. He used to make me uncomfortable everywhere, and make a fool out of me. So I started making sketches of people. So wherever I went, I met some uncle, and I was like, "अरे मृदुल sketch बनाएगा." So I used to sketch people, and it was very empowering. The most strict uncles and aunties, I used to tell them, "Quiet, please, बात मत करिए, chin थोड़ा नीचे करिए." So I was suddenly, it's powers, it's empowering, and so all these little things, put together had already built my personality as a creator, as a filmmaker. But then, you live under societal peer pressure. Everyone around me was doing chartered accountancy or MBA. I also, started doing CA. Then I, went all the way, did my foundation, inter, final, completed CA. I was at 22, 23. I had gone for my MBA to Delhi. So I was going deep into this other profession, whereas in my heart, I was a filmmaker, I was a creator, I was a storyteller. And then, uh, there was this reunion happening in my MBA institute, and so we got dressed and all, and these ex-students came, and they were all formally dressed in suits, and everyone was giving their cards like this. And while taking the card, I was like, I had a flash future, this thing that I'm going to be here after a few years, coming here and giving my card to people. And I was like, nahi, I can't do this. This can't be my future. And, the money was great. I would be a CA, MBA, like a golden double combination. But then, it sort of got me worried that, I don't want this life. I want to be a creator. And then I made the switch. I left everything. I dropped out, went to Bombay. Didn't have the time to do film school. I always wanted to do, but I had spent too much time in another field. So then I learned on the job. I joined, I met Santosh Sivan, prolific DOP. And he was, so I asked him, had 5 minutes with him. So I went to meet him and I said, "Sir, I'm told I only have 5 minutes with you. Just please tell me, how do I make a film?" So he said, uh, first three options. First option, you join film school. I said, "Sir, I can't. I'm already studied too much. I'm already 23. I need to get into films." He said, "Second option, assist someone for long." I said, What is the third option?" He took a long pause and he said, "Make a film." I loved that. And actually, I did small jobs in a lot of, in Shah Rukh Khan's sir's production house was called Dreams Unlimited then. I worked there for a few months. I worked on Chalte Chalte, Main Hoon Na, Chitbit, I was just exploring all the departments. I even acted, I did a bit of theatre. And believe you me, within a year, I made my first film. So actually, I learned filmmaking while making a film. So
So apart from studies and everything, it's more about the experience in the field.
It's all about the experience. I mean, of course, the study also, but then, at the end of the day, it's theory. And of course, it builds your foundation. Uh, uh, and it takes care of a lot of things, technicalities but I first wanted to be get the storyteller in me out. So I wanted to explore. There's even like once you all finish film school and you hit the field, you don't know what you'll ultimately get attracted to. Once you're on the set, and even though you've done a course in cinematography, you'll be like, man, I want to be a director. This is where I belong. Or, oh God, it's fascinating to be an actor, to play different roles. And the beauty of filmmaking and cinema is it's so easy to switch. I mean, we have so many examples and so many legends. Music directors turning directors. You suddenly turn into an actor and you become a legend in it. So that's the beauty of cinema. I mean, it's so liberal. It lets you flow. It's like water. You go in any direction and become anything you want. And it's a beautiful profession to be in. And thank God the times are such now that it's no more taboo. It's so widely acceptable.
Anybody can be a filmmaker.
Anybody can be a filmmaker.
Those 5 minutes change your life with the cinematography.
Yeah, it changed my life. All those little bits, it's. I think it's encouragement and empowerment is a very important aspect. Growing up, into you need those words of encouragement. People need to tell you that you can do it. You're creative. You made a great sketch. You sang a great song. I think those are the building blocks. It's like Lego. Those build you into what you become later. There are a lot of people who don't get that encouragement, but they have their own mechanism to stay self-motivated, and so you need a lot of motivation and to build a dream, because filmmaking is such a thing. You don't know where you stand, how good you are. In studies, there's a parameter. Oh, I scored 95%. Film में कुछ नहीं है. You're on your own. So self-belief is the key, and the people around you are become very important.